Well, a steady rain has been falling here, but it has not dampened the spirits of the hardy folks at Huntington Bank Field here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
Dragon 60. Stephanie.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. You look at this Browns defense. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing now, Ward. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And take it right on the 30. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Throwing, Sanders. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Cut it. Ready, ready.
They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Ready.
To throw now. Here's Sanders. Setting up a screen for Jenkins. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. DK to return. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ready. Cougar 19.
To throw, here's Ward. That'll be complete to Okonkwo. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 30-yard line. Now a shotgun handoff to Palmer. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. Throwing is Ward. He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Browns are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
To throw is Sanders. And his throw is going to be incomplete. You talk about this Titan defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On 3rd down, Sampson. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Cowboy 80, hot 70, hot 70.
Now Ward. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 34. To throw is Ward. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area and it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10. From the gun, here's Ward. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Okay,
This
ready?
offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Going for it. Here's Ward. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Browns drive about to get started. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Judkins to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 29-yard line.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
From the shotgun, Sanders. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Okay,
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Bronco 80. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Sanders. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this 1st quarter as he gets it away. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Pollard will take it up the gut. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Come on, set.
Here's Ward. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
A 45-yard attempt.
And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Still searching for that first breakthrough, and I thought this might be it. But it's not to be, and we're still scoreless.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And given the elements, this might have been what we would have expected, Charles. Scoreless into the second quarter.
The elements have definitely played a part in this game, a big part. And I think that both teams have been a little slow to adjust their playbook and start playing to whatever their strengths are in these conditions.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
19, come 19, come 19.
Sanders to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Something out of this guy. Damn.
46-yard line.
Ward. Drops this underneath for Pollard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Ready.
Out of the gun to give to Spears. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Trap 60, trap 60. Warrior 70.
Ward from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Tyler Lockett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Joey Sly on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0.
Browns nothing.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
For Tennessee.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now Sanders. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On check, Panther. Check, 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 check. Ready.
On first down, here's Jenkins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. The Browns at 4-8 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Down. 70s, press all 80.
Once again, Jenkins. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Let's go. Count 19 tight. 19 tight. Dragon 60. Ready.
Out of the gun here, Sanders. He'll try and do this himself. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken around the 12. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just have good ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. He sets to fire deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
70 Timberwolf.
Out of the gun to give to Pollard. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
18, Pioneer.
From the gun on third down. Moore. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Jim DK on the return. The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Here we go, here we go. Cowboy 80. Ready.
Ward now working out of the gun. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Just a fantastic punt return of 80 yards. And the Browns have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
Jim DK on the return. The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
On the jump. Down. Ready.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play.
Joey Slide to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They'll start on the ground with Judkins. Always got some breathing room. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Track Cougar 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
A give. Here's Judkins. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's Sanders. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
60, 70.
They'll look to throw now on first down. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
A gain of 9.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Seven Pirates! Seven Pirates! Ready! Ready!
They'll look to throw here on first down. Johnson's got it complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up second down.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6 at the Titans' 21-yard line.
65 feet. Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
On play action, here's Shadur. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Titans will take over here at their own 12-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
A very solid gain of 27. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Off play action, Ward. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Here's second and 10.
Come on. Come on. Set. Flexing. Hey, Steve. Go.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll pick up about 3 there up to the 43. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now third down and 7.
Panther 60.
Throwing now, Ward. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
At the 50-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
70 Timberwolves. Let go.
On the ground, this is Johnson. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
From the 44 now, here's second and 4. They go play action now. Sanders. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Judy, 43 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And it's now 21-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how how you show your team that you're still with it and how you continue to lead.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. To throw, here's Ward. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing is Ward. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Tag! Viking 18! 70 Lions!
On the handoff, this is Judkins. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
On the set. Buffalo 18. Stephanie. Cougar 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
Throwing, Sanders. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
18, here we go, set. Cowboy 80.
To throw is Ward. It's complete to Lockett. 2 yards on the pickup there. And 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 8. Now Ward. They'll try and do this himself. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Going for it. Here's Ward. These guys running back out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Let's go now.
They'll try and throw for it with Ward. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
60, Cowboy 80. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
To throw is Sanders. And that's going to be caught for Browns. Touchdown. Deontay Johnson from 13 yards out. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Sheds off the tackle. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 38. That's complete to DK. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a give here to Pollard. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ward. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Ward to throw for it on 4th. And that is incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Come 19, come 19. Here we go. 19, 18, Pioneer.
Sanders. And his throw is incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Judkins going to run it out of the gun. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taking it about the 16. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and a yard.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's Ward. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Mustang 19.
Now Ward on 4th down. That is caught. He's across midfield. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Titans. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Slide for the PAT. Just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
70 Ranger.
From the gun on third down, Sanders. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.